line snaking toward her booth. Hustling into overdrive, Samantha poured drinks and chatted with customers, enjoying herself and smiling appreciatively at the tickets that filled her till. The day was going well. When her mother, an old friend of Patty's, had suggested that Samantha work the event, Samantha had initially resisted. She'd been unconvinced that custom cocktails would draw much interest at an outdoor festival, where hot dogs, sausage, and brisket were the chief attractions. But she'd happily admit she'd been wrong, and made a mental note to thank her mom for the recommendation. I hope everything is okay with Patty, she thought, replaying in her head the earlier scene in which Patty shoved Angela to the ground. Samantha suspected the fight stemmed from a long, simmering feud between the two women about the tennis club. In the week of planning meetings prior to the festival, Samantha had heard more than her fair share of griping about the controversial tennis club project that had threatened to divide the Highlands German Lodge a few months before its 120-year anniversary. The controversy had played out on local television news and neighborhood blogs for months. A group of well-heeled Highlands residents, searching for land to build a new country club-style tennis complex, found the perfect location on the grounds of the Highlands German Lodge, a social club dedicated to preserving the rich German Texas heritage in the region. The lodge sat on nearly 15 acres of undeveloped land on the outskirts of the Highlands, deeded to the organization by one of its founding members in the early 1900s. Originally intended to accommodate a school, a banquet hall, and housing for German families, most of the land remained undeveloped. Local scout troops rented it out for summer camps, along with yoga studios for the occasional yoga or spiritual retreat. Tennis center backers originally offered to buy the land to build their club. But when lodge members refused to sell, the tennis club organizers proposed an alternative plan, described as a win-win for both organizations. Under the proposal, the tennis club members would join the lodge and form a separate club within a club. Their members would get access to the land to build their tennis center, and the lodge would get access to a steady stream of income. Half of the original lodge members appreciated the infusion of new life and cash into their aging organization, while the other half, led by Patty, believed the central mission of the lodge, to preserve and celebrate German heritage in Texas, would be lost. Lodge President Adam Muller had championed the tennis club project as a way to help fund needed repairs to lodge buildings, and Patty's side suffered defeat. The tennis club project was underway. The Independence Day Festival, the resurrection of an old community tradition, was meant to be a public kumbaya occasion, showing that the lodge's rift had healed. But obviously, judging by the scene between Patty and Angela, there was still work to be done. If nothing else, the controversy had been good for business, with the publicity drawing a large crowd to the festival. Customers flocked to Samantha's cocktail booth. She glanced at her watch, counting the minutes until Mila, the college student she'd hired to work the next shift, would show. "Mila!" She waved to the girl walking toward her, corkscrew curls bouncing with each step. "Over here!" Samantha had met Mila during her first unofficial cocktail catering job earlier that summer. The job that had ultimately led to her joining in with her friend Beth to start the cocktails and catering business. Mila had helped her out during that earlier job, and Samantha wanted to repay her. Not to mention, Mila was a great worker. "Hey, Sam." The girl pulled her bouncy hair back into a ponytail and pushed up her sleeves. "The crowd is nuts." "I know. It hasn't slowed down since I opened." Though they had run through the steps earlier in the week, Samantha again showed Mila how to make the drinks, watching to confirm her proficiency before leaving her in charge of the booth. Samantha was due at the VIP tent, summoned there by Angela Clawson, to make fresh sparklers for around 100 guests. The request came with a nice tip, plus the opportunity to meet potential new clients.